What do I even say in the intro?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know, man. You're the guy.
I'm the guy? Okay.
You're Mr. Clicky.
Today's cubing world is still full of chaos and controversy, but throughout all of the noise, there is still one rule that remains. There are no competitions on Mondays. Today, I'm joined by my hosts, Eric Sue and William Clower, and we'll be discussing topics such as the recent continental and world records from the past 2 weeks, timer slides, Pennsylvania Championship 2024, our newest and upcoming Clicky Studios projects, and as always, we'll be rounding off the podcast with our personal achievements. We're going to start off with the new records. The OH single, it's a 605 from Sean Patrick Villanueva. That was really impressive. I think I found out about it this morning because it happened this morning, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it was uploaded this
The
morning.
guy sitting next to him was giving a thumbs up before the song even happened. Like,
He knew, bro. He
Yeah.
He
knew.
knew? Wait,
Yeah. So
you guys
cool.
watched the video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of the yeah. Uh, so yeah. I think that's he had world record. Does he have double world record now? Because he has a
Yeah.
world
Yeah.
record average too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's insane. He uses
Yeah.
Rue, obviously. So still the revolution is still like, I guess here.
Rue never fails me to impress me on one-handed. I've never understood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I guess I understand because it's like you can use wad moves way more.
but also like, it's two methods for 3x3 that are both at the top of one-handed because Max Park still does CFOP.
Mm-hmm.
So like, to have two when in 3x3 it's only ever been just one method is like a little crazy, and it only changes like that whole system of how you go about solving a cube changes by chopping a hand off.
Uh-huh.
You could have
Chopping
just
a
said by
hand off.
using one anyway.
Yeah, you could have
Well,
said it that way.
like,
Amputation.
it's the most ableist friendly event next to the blind events.
No, blind is not because you have to look
Well,
at the
actually, no,
cubes.
you have to look
Yeah,
at
you
the
have to look
cube.
at it. Or no,
Well,
what
no,
they
you have a
do.
text to speech.
Jesus, what they do
You
for
you're
like
just like this color is blue. This color is red.
Yeah,
this had like the
That's
like
finger on
A1
it.
red, A2 blue, A3 yellow.
I guess FMC kind of. You don't really need to see that much.
You
'Cause, like
need
if
to see the
like
cube to solve it.
Yeah,
well no,
well,
I
but
mean,
if you just have
you
texture
can
cubes,
braille the scramble and then do the strat where you have no cubes and no nothing, and you just do it off the scramble.
blindfolded solving is easily because if you don't have okay, so what they do for blind solvers is because they already with like a 3x3, they already have like a cube with like tactile stuff, so like you actually like feel which side's which. They have the tactile cube, and then when they're ready to like actually be blindfolded, they'll swap out that cube for a cube where you can't feel anything, where all the surfaces feel the same.
yeah, that
So
makes sense.
That makes sense.
yeah, I think that that's the most
What I'm
ableist
saying is like
friendly event.
for well, I mean for FMC you can just use the child cube and then just use it.
I don't think you know what you're saying anymore, do you?
We went off on a tangent. We were talking about OH single,
Wait,
Yeah.
and like,
I don't think what I'm saying is that weird.
congrats to Sean. I kind of expected that for the next single to be either him or Max, so it's really cool.
All right. Yeah. Let's move on to
Sub five
the.
is good. I mean sub six.
Let's move on.
Filipino keeping scene is really cool too. Sorry, Carter.
It's okay. Um, let's move on to the FMC world record single by Aiden Bryant and Levi Gibson. Congratulations to them.
Hey.
I guess since there's not too many people that listen to this podcast, or if you're already listening by this point, congratulations. I interviewed Levi and Aiden. That interview should be going up about this week, maybe. And yeah, it was a really interesting conversation with them. Obviously, a new FMC record is it's very rare, obviously, since
Yeah. It was the oldest standing world record, the single. Well, it's still tied, so technically.
I think
But
technically it still is, but
yeah.
it was broken by someone new, so that's always nice to see.
Yeah, now that we have 3 tied for 16, whoever gets 15 is going to be super hype.
It also won't be broken for a billion years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Levi told me that 2.5% of scrambles just have a 16 available.
Yeah.
So only 2.5% of scrambles can be solved in 16 moves, just like period, like without like any.
And that's like with
FFC
a
methods.
computer solving it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
I'm a big fan of Aiden Bryant.
Me too.
Same.
Yeah, Aiden's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, in Soji. Fun fact, they actually like slept over at my house for before a competition. I think it was like RVA or something in Maryland.
That's
Really?
funny.
When was
Yeah,
this?
we
Like
had
a
a
few years ago?
we queued like all night. Yeah, it was like 2019 or something.
Yeah, I think the last time I saw them was like Nats 2019.
Yeah.
When they got the second place runner up.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. No, they're awesome.
All right. So this one's split up into a different segment because there's a 2x2 world record. Yiheng Wang 0.78 average. But timer slides. Ooh.
Boo!
Yay! We get to
slides.
talk about timer slides. But anyway, first let's look at the
It's gonna be very
record.
hard for me to not swear because I'm very passionate about this.
Let's talk about the record first. Is it really a record?
No.
No.
It's
Carter,
a
we have to have hot takes to get views.
I know.
This is true.
This is true. My
It's not
take
a
is
normal
that
method.
if this stands as a world record, then like as Samuel or I think someone posted in CF, like game is game. Like if this stands,
No.
then
I mean, yeah, if it stands, game is
Yeah.
game, but the game sucks.
well, yeah, I know it does, but like game is game.
If it stands, then 2x2 Pyraminx and Skib are over.
Oh, I
Yeah.
mean, you could even with clock, you can make that
Even
argument.
clock, yeah.
Like,
No, that's on the same speed level almost.
Like as a top clock solver, I don't know if Eric would want to weigh in, but if they have that world record stand, I would, I personally, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. If that world record stands, I would be on the fence about using timer slides because if I know that no one can
wouldn't.
catch me, I would absolutely like. Why wouldn't you do it? But
Zane said at Bethesda he will never do it.
yeah, like
Okay.
morally, it's not right. But
Here's
that's
the
why
thing.
I'd be on the fence.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it's also like people who know they want to slide. Like the problem I think with that is eventually it's just gonna be like who can get the worst judge. Like,
That's
okay,
also
if your
true.
judge
Yeah.
Yeah, if your judge is a delegate, then there's not much.
And it's like
you have to be really careful. But if your judge is 2-year-old Timmy, it's first competition, you can do whatever you want and get away with it.
but like even the sliding that like Zach displayed at Bethesda yesterday, like even if I was judging, I feel like I wouldn't be able to tell. Obviously, I'd think that the time itself is sus as hell. Heck, really sus.
I mean,
But,
yeah,
like-
but there's nothing you can do about that. If it's
But like, yeah, there's nothing. If I can't notice it, then there's nothing.
you have to deal, and if there's no video, and this is the other thing, we're gonna have less and less videos for short event world records.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Conclusion: it's not going to stand.
I
mean-
think, but then that sets like the precedent. I mean, I guess it's a good precedent that there shouldn't be any timer slides. So I don't think this record's gonna stand. I don't
I
think
think the only solution for now is to just switch to 4.
Yeah. I mean,
But
shout
that's
out to
also-
SpeedSex for even like.
It's
including
not
it.
okay. It's not even that bad. Like for short
not.
events, it is, but for like events,
You just
that-
practice it.
even for like 3x3, it's not that.
I mean, I guess the natural way to like start a timer, it's not that hard to adjust to 4-pad. Like, but I feel like it would potentially. When you think about like the short events where like every like millisecond counts, it would maybe have an effect on results. And if 4pad is implemented, I want to see where that goes. But I don't think it's gonna be implemented. To be honest, I think what's gonna happen is that WCA says this isn't a record, and this sets the new precedent to where people we're just gonna have to be. First of all, people aren't gonna film themselves. And if they do film themselves, they're going to be heavily scrutinized. We'll have to, like, basically frame check, like, every single
And that's
one.
annoying and lame.
Yeah.
That's why I think 4pad is the only option, because the other alternative is to no one record any of their solves anymore, and we just have to assume that it's legal.
Do you think
The other thing is, like, people's like reputation then plays a huge part in this, because now like even if that happens and Yiheng gets a completely legal world record, everyone's going to suspect it. And if Zane were to get a completely world record, completely legal world record, no one would suspect it, because Zane has very, very clear legal timer starts and he records everything. Yiheng's videos are usually other people's cameras. And
right?
he's had like a lot of controversial records in the past.
In other words, it's Jover. It's Jover.
It's Jover.
But do you guys think if we switch to 4pad mode, would there be a record reset?
No, but it would just take some time to get down. But there
will never ever be a record reset.
Like, I want to say almost every short event record, except for maybe like 2x2 single. I don't know how great that would be for breaking that. Has some room to go down.
Right.
And that room isn't from timers, starts and stops. It's from just more efficiency and luck. So I think records would still be broken. There's no chance they do a record reset, but
record resets are always bad.
It's like they're going to set the precedent, like, this is what we're doing forward, and we're going to ignore the past, except for getting rid of 0.7 2x2.
Mm-hmm. If we don't switch to 4pad, I saw this CF post also, I think it was from Matthew Anick, about VAR in cubing. I think...
That is so lame.
It's like...
And also impossible to implement.
I wrote a reply to that post, mainly opposing it, because I think it's a good idea because like when most cases of VAR, it's in like a finite number of stadiums, you can count it, and there's multiple cameras. It's being funded by the league itself, not by a third-party streaming company, which is probably what would happen if we were to have VAR now. It's just that there's an infinite number of competition venues. And
VAR is, way too expensive for WCA being a non-profit.
And even if...
Also, look, even if we had infinite money, right? Money is no longer a problem. Say you have a comp at a middle school in rural Kansas. How are you getting anything there?
That's
you
true.
aren't.
Yeah, VAR, there's no chance that happens.
Like, the reason VAR works is because you never have to move it.
That's true.
That's true.
Like, there's venues everywhere, and they're always changing, and it's just, no, you can't do it. It's impossible.
What I'm more questioning is, if they switch to 4pad, does this record stand? Because it's either they delete it and they do 4pad, or they say from now on we're using 4pad.
I think because the record caused the reg change, they won't keep it.
Well, I know there are some that are like, okay, you caught us there. From now on, that's not going to happen again.
That's lame.
Yeah, I think that's lame too. But
I guess it is. But like, is the timer start thing like retroactive? Like,
I think only for this it should be.
I think
Yeah.
I don't think it should be retroactive, because then so many results would probably get.
I think going through every result ever and seeing if it's a +2 is just pointless.
Yeah.
But for this, I think it warrants a retroactive ruling.
I think it does too. And
Also
like,
because it's like barely retroactive.
yeah,
Yeah, one more thing about VAR. Like, even if you were to implement it at a major championship, first of all, the implementation of it, it's not great. Like, people actually, like, oppose VAR, not necessarily because it makes it, like, more exciting, but because it actually makes, like, it more boring, just having to look at a screen that says, penalty check, and we're waiting around for 5 minutes with absolutely no idea what they're looking at.
Yeah, it's like soccer player number 4 was offside by 0.2 millimeters. It's like, well, okay.
And
Yeah.
then
I feel like that's not.
even if you just implemented it at like the major championships, that means that there's actually more incentive to cheat at like local competitions when you know
Yeah.
no one's going to be watching you, when you know there's
And
going
it's
to
Like-
also
yeah.
it's gonna be not just for timer starts, but timer stops too. It's gonna be like you are touching this cube as you stop the timer for 0.01 seconds. You're done. Like, and that's just stupid.
Yeah.
we're in other words, as we said before, it's Jover. It's so Jover.
It's
I think
so.
that-
Joe.
I
that's
feel like
the
there's
world
no
record.
winning. There's just no winning.
The thing is that I feel like with cubing, we're in this period right now with like the timer slides and stuff where it's like, oh my god, how is cubing ever gonna survive after this? Like that's what I felt after seeing the train wreck that was like Worlds 23. Like I'm like, oh my god, how is cubing still a thing? And then we forget about it. That's the worst part. We forget about it. Like, I didn't remember like how bad like I thought cubing was so screwed. But like a couple months ago, I would tell you that cubing's probably in the healthiest state it's been in quite a while. Like it's so weird and just so
Yeah.
crazy, which is why I love and hate cubing. But
I think
Actually-
the difference between this and like Worlds is that like yeah, I mean bad comps happen a lot, and like especially majors, it's hard, man. Like, it's hard. But for this, like, it's just like so preventable, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
But it's also it's somehow preventable and also like you it's just unstoppable. Like there's nothing you can do. It's inevitable. Like somehow. Like you have to do something about it.
I felt the same.
Or else
I felt
we're all
this
gonna-
like same feeling when the G5 timer was announced. But like, look now, like we like the G5 timer. Like,
No, we
Yeah.
don't. Well,
I mean-
maybe you did. I hate it.
We're going to, because Gen 4 is even worse for sliding. So when we do 4-pad, we're gonna like it.
like I was strongly against the G5 when it was first announced. But like right now, we're filming this podcast. I have a G5 like on my desk right in front of me, and I use it like every day. So
Me too, but only because I thought my G4 is broken. It's not.
ooh,
Because I'm done.
But now you have to practice 4-pad, so you can't use it.
yeah, that is
I mean, yeah, I guess.
crazy. Okay, have we milked this cow a little too much?
No.
I mean, I could talk about this for the rest of the day, but
Yeah.
just for the sake of a podcast episode.
Yeah, let's move on.
I have very strong opinions about a lot of things.
We're going to talk about some continental records now. AFR 3x3 average.
6.59 Daniel Rush, of course.
Daniel Rush, the GOAT.
I think this is just a PR break. Am I correct?
Probably. I know Daniel
I think
Rush
he
is
has it.
pretty good.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's like it definitely surprises me. Like, this is cool and in a nice time, of course, but this was also like the time to win what PA champs or something.
I mean,
It's a little surprising what areas of the world are where for time.
I think that's just like in general, like obviously, like you're not gonna have as much of a organized like WCA or not just in general. It's like a system. Like it has a higher chance of succeeding in a place like the U.S. compared to pretty much anywhere in like a continent
Pretty
that
much
isn't
most,
like
yeah.
US or Europe or North America or Europe, excuse me. But like, yeah, it's interesting, but it's good. It's good to see that it's like there in the first place. But then you also
Yeah.
think about like Rafik, who has
Right.
multiple Egyptian NRs and AFRs, and he doesn't even like compete in Africa. He competes in a system of queuing the US, which is probably why he breaks so many of them. But you know,
Yeah.
it's interesting. I like to see growth though. So
Good for him,
Yeah.
though.
I mean, yeah, it's good. I suspect that the cubing scene in more developed countries like South Africa and maybe Egypt will maybe grow a bit more.
wasn't there like the one cuber that tried to like
I think
spread?
Nigeria has a decent cubing scene.
Nigeria,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
that's
a
good.
cuber, right? Or
Yeah, he's a cubing.
yeah. Anyway, want to move on to the next one?
Yeah, sure.
All right, this one is interesting to talk about. Actually, there were, I think, multiple clock OCRs and NRs in one weekend. I think this past weekend. So do we want to talk about those?
So clock single of 230 and clock average of 334 are OCR. I personally don't know how that compares to the rest of the world, but I'm assuming you guys do.
I think 230 is WR2, if I'm not mistaken,
It's good.
because Eric
Holy.
is 251, Carter's 238, and then Neil Gore and like whoever, and then
Isn't Vladimir on there? somewhere?
Vladimir's there. Yeah, he beat me, and then
Well,
I can, after that weekend, I can no longer count on my fingers the people who are faster than me officially. So
Do either of you
single
know,
doesn't matter, really.
what?
Do either of you know Lachlan, like from the Discord or anything?
No. I don't go in the clocks always Discord.
I know something. I just know that like I think there was also like some other records before that, and it was just like really crazy. Like multiple like records were broken like every round. I know that I think. Let me pull this up. I think something else interesting like
I think Edwin got one and then got broken.
happened.
Instantly.
Oh yeah. Okay. So here's what happened. Actually, the OCR average, I think it was like first like 341, and then they found a miss scramble on the second solve, and then
Oof.
after that, they actually got a better time on the extra. So yeah. Let me switch this up. Who is Kyle? Let me just really quickly, because there's also another really important clock result. Do you guys know who Kyle M. Jones is?
No.
Yeah, so he's an Australian cuber, and he was on like really good pace. Like he got a 256 single. Well, I'll read out the time. So first all was 256, 328, DNF, 279. But he got a 622 at the end, so it ended up being a 410 average.
Oh,
His PRs,
that sounds like me.
His PRs
But, like,
previously were a 315 and 433. So
Oh, what the?
absolutely insane improvement. That was at a competition. Let's see, not even like 3 months ago. So the rate that you can improve at in like 7 simul is insane. Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Are we done talking
Clock's
about
just
the,
like that.
do you guys have anything else to talk about for the clock OCRs and stuff?
It's fast.
Yeah, it's fast.
Yeah, it's
It's kind of cool that that there are top players from every part of the world now for clock, because there are a lot of events where that's just not the case.
I mean, except for Africa, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but I meant
And
more Europe.
Right.
Yeah, I guess I meant the regions with high competition density.
Kind of.
China's Asian, so there you go.
China's Asian. That's
yeah.
insane. I never knew that.
What? I didn't know that.
ASR, OCR.
Oh, that's what I thought. I meant like
ER, NAR.
Oh, that's what they mean.
VAR.
That's insane, man.
Wow. I know.
Why are we milking this joke? Milking this bit
What
so
do we do?
much? What does this become? Okay.
I don't know.
Final continental record, NAR, which I recently learned stands for North American Record. Megaminx average by Alexei
So
Sinyavin,
dumb.
right?
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, like, I personally know Alexi. I have a funny nickname story to tell. I'll tell that later once you guys share your thoughts about this record. But Alexi, he's a nice guy. Like, I went to his competition at like Westport, I think, and I remember I was staffing, and I'm like, oh shoot, I have to compete. I'm assigned to like run or something. But I have to compete in Mega Next group, and then he just like told me like, nah, you can just warm up. I know you're fast, and it's like. That felt
That's
really
fun.
good. That felt really
Yeah.
nice. So
Yeah.
Alexi's a great guy. I'm really invested. Or I love to watch like the Alexi Nicholas rivalry, and I'm really excited to see it at NAC. Hopefully.
I have zero thoughts on this record because I don't know Alexei or care about Mega. He does seem like a nice guy.
Yeah. This average is really cool, and of course, Alexei and Nick pushing each other is nice to see. We're still very much behind. What's his name?
LML.
Jose.
LML. Although like everyone is, that's kind of a given.
Yeah.
It's like South Africa, South America, excuse me, in general.
Just South America in general. They're go-to at Mega.
One of the Juan Cruz, I don't remember which one. Juan Pablo, maybe?
Juan Pablo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's definitely cool. It's one of the world records that America does not have. So maybe one day.
Very, very soon.
Very, very soon.
Anyway, I'll tell you my Dick Neg story, I guess, while I'm at it, since he just lost his nod.
Sure.
So it was Pittsburgh winter 2022. I competed in 6x6, I think it was, and Nick, he tells me after I compete, yo, your 6x6 is really good. And keep in mind, I didn't practice 6x6 at the time, so I was very surprised by this comment. And he asked me, can I use your 6x6 to compete? And I'm like, what? Nick Nang? Asking me to use one of my cubes? Wow, that's crazy, man. And then I'm like, yeah, sure, here you go. So I give him the 6x6. He never competes. I think he missed his group. And when I ask for him to give it back to me, he gives it back to me. So I get it back. But he gives it back to me scrambled. Oh my god.
What?
That is a Nick Nang story.
I have a story kind of similar
crazy.
to that.
Because he doesn't talk to anyone. Well, he doesn't talk about anything other than
just
Mega
goes to
Minx.
class and competes.
On what I know.
That's what
And
he
then-
does.
He
Um,
has competed in 6x6 a couple times though.
okay, so kind of similar. I think this was like Maryland 2018 or something. I had just gotten my Volt V1, the OG, fully magnetic.
Ooh.
And I was just solving at my table, and Jackie Zhang comes up to me, and he goes, "Yo, you have the God Squad, right?" And I'm like, I guess. He's like, "Can I use it to break Gnar?" And then I was like, I mean, of course, man. Like, I don't know. I didn't really know who he was, but I was like, oh yeah. And then like I gave it to him, and then maybe like half an hour later, he was like, "Never mind, it's too fast." They gave it back to me, and I was a little bit sad.
Oh my gosh.
Dang. I
So
kind of
close.
forgot about Jackie.
Yeah.
He was big like just before I started getting into cubing. So
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting you have like you're a new gen.
I'm literally a March 13th, 2020
Post-COVID.
gen. Like I am literally like I think
No, that's COVID gen. That's not post COVID gen.
because people say Brendan's a COVID cuber. No, he cubed in 2019. I'm truly, I think, like the benchmark for like a COVID cuber. I think I'm the benchmark
You're when COVID started.
for the new gen. Yeah. I think I'm the oldest new gen for sure.
Like that's the day like my school was like, hey, we're not doing this anymore.
That's how I started cubing. I was like, oh, I don't have anything to do. I'll just solve.
Sorry, I wasn't even in middle school when I started cubing.
You weren't?
Oh my gosh.
I think I was like, I think I was in like third.
Oh my gosh. I was in sixth.
Yeah, that's why I have a 2017 ID and I'm 17.
Let's talk about Pennsylvania Championship 2024. There's a lot to unpack. I think. I'm not sure how much there is, but obviously Clicky Studios was there. Shameless plug. I was there. Eric was there. Will was not there because he was in Maine.
Yes.
I left early because I had to catch a train.
Yeah. That was unfortunate. The comp ran ahead 2 out of the 3 days, and then it just so happened to be the third day we ran kind of behind, and Eric had to leave. So
that's how
I think I was gonna leave early anyway because my train was at 5. Like we were not making it.
Yeah, you were not making it.
No,
Anyway, yeah, Eric, how was the comp for you? I guess
it was really bad. Results wise, at least, and experience wise, really good until day 3. And I kind of fell off.
I mean, for me, it was mostly just like, day, what was I gonna say? Day 1 was pretty good. Or on day 1, that was the most interesting because I had a 285 clock single. It was PR2, so it wasn't even like that good. I mean, it was pretty good. It's PR2, but then it showed up as a world record on the WCA.
I remember that,
and I was like, "This is so funny!" Like people were messaging me, like, "What is happening?" And I lied to them. It was so bad. I just said, "Yeah." Actually, no. Okay, I wasn't that mean. I only lied to people in Discord because Discord doesn't matter. No one cares in Discord. But like in like Facebook Messenger and like Instagram and stuff, I said like, "LOL, it's just a WST error," and then they were still confused, but they were like, "Oh, okay." I keyed Zach that day too.
Basically, what happened was that somehow all of the records in the database got reverted back to like 2009.
Oh, okay.
Wait, how do you know this?
Well, because it said like a 22 or 23 FMC singles world record, which hasn't been world record since like 2010.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
So we just true.
Or did the whole database just reset on WCA Live?
Maybe, I don't actually know, but
yeah. I don't think it took them like 3 hours to fix my 285. Like it took like shorter for like everyone else's for some reason, but I think since mine, I don't know if it's partially because it was like a decent time and it was like sort of believable. Like if you were gone for cubing for like 2 years and you saw that like 285 was like the world record, you would probably believe it. Like
even if you like have been cubing and you don't care at all about clock or its records, like that's believable.
Yeah. So
like we don't think that because we know what the record is, but like if you don't know anything about clock, like you'd be like, yeah, that could be like world record.
Yeah. So it's like, it's interesting. I don't know what else to talk about. I mean, we went bowling on
day one. That was very sad.
I think you didn't. I got more strikes than you. Or I got the same number.
Yeah. That's not why I was sad.
You bowl professionally, and I
professionally
don't.
Professionally?
No, I don't.
Or like for your school or something, or
no. It's just a hobby that I'm good at.
Oh, so it's like cute. Okay. I thought you took it more seriously than cubing for some reason.
Well, I really do.
Okay.
But it's not like professional.
Right.
Professionally as well.
I mean, professionally just to spice it up. Ooh, look, I'm a professional.
I had to blow my pain away after. Okay, so clock round 1. I was third. I got like a 2 or like a 480 something and a PR single. Round 2, solve 1 DNF by like 1 tick. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna safety. I safety way too hard, count a 12, and then get 19th. And
Yeah,
I
that
was
hard.
like,
That
oh
was
my
hard to
god.
see. I have no room to talk, but I didn't do very well in clock at PAC either.
Buddy, you won.
I mean, from a personal, objectively,
Honestly,
yes.
I can
Oh
relate
my
to that. This
gosh.
weekend,
Yeah.
I won with like a 570 average. It was really stupid.
Objectively, yes, I won. I was technically the best person there, or I was. Well, that sounds so like egotistical, but anyway.
Technically, I was the best.
And technically,
But like
I am
to
the
my
best YouTuber
personal
in the world.
standards, I should not be getting a 4.1 average. I feel like I average much faster than that, and I know why I didn't average that because I safetied those rounds so hard, and I'm so mad at myself because
That's like honestly, I think 3 rounds of clock is too much.
once you get the
You
DNF,
spend the first 2 rounds just safetying everything. It's really bad.
because you know, like round 1, I got that 285. That was my first solve. My second solve was a DNF. So my mindset was just safetying, and I think for the rest of the comp, my mind was just on safetying. So what I'm doing for NAC is like I don't care, I don't care anymore. I'm gonna go all out because I genuinely think I could get like first, like with luck. Obviously, everything is with luck, but I genuinely think I can get first because my competition is just Vladimir, Eddie Artsy, Brendan Dunnigan, Tommy Cherry, and Jaden Lin. There's Delshawn. There's definitely a lot more that I can't name, but I think I can beat all of those people except.
You said my only competition, and then listed like the top 10.
Yeah.
Except for Eric and Edwin, I guess.
Eric's going?
So humble.
That's what I'm saying. Like the top 10, except for like some people far away.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So it's just
I believe in you,
it's interesting. Yeah. Oh, also Reed. Reed's pretty good. He almost got Nar today. I think he could actually probably beat me.
He's pretty good. He almost got Nar, but yeah, he's pretty good.
Just pretty good. Not like
He got WPA, so he's not that good, obviously.
I do feel bad for him though. Like getting WPA.
Yeah, it sucks. I'm in a Geometry Dash Discord server with him. I never talk in it because I hate it there. But it's funny.
That's funny. Cubers or just like in general Geometry Dash?
Cubers are just gamers.
Oh,
I wish they were.
So gaming, bro. Like,
every cuber is a gamer.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to Clicky Studios. All of our shameless plugs. Today I announced, or at the time of recording today, I announced Mount Prospect Mini Marathon 2024 in Illinois. We are live streaming that competition, but I'm not going to be there. Carter Thomas is going to be there, and he has 2 cameras. So I'm able to get the live camera feeds and put them on my computer, and I'm going to stream them from my computer. So that is insane.
There's fast people there.
We got Nam. Yeah. We got Nam there, like after NAC. That's gonna be so hype. Like
what a turn up.
Solve. And we got I think Kate Graham's registered. I'm not sure if she's going 100%, but she is registered. Aryan Kejrawal, let me think. We got Carter Thomas, VW Richardson, and we got Henry Lickner. So all like the big Midwest names.
And Nam.
Nam's not from the Midwest, but he's just there. He's there.
Nam is my new favorite YouTuber after he uploaded his competition vlog. I'm so proud of him.
He did? He uploaded a competition vlog?
Yeah, it's actually fire.
I didn't know this. Is it like in Korean or is it like English?
Korean with English subtitles. I don't know if they're automatically generated or not. Probably because some of those things were definitely not right, but
Right. Yeah.
it's still awesome. Everyone's so happy there, bro.
Yeah, I'm not happy.
Everyone on camera is just like happy and it's so wild. But yeah, he's my new favorite YouTuber, so excited to see him at this con.
Yeah. We got a lot of projects and stuff coming up. I guess we can
Yeah,
tease it since no one really listens this far into the podcast, but we got merch. We're gonna get
Yeah.
merch.
in the works.
In the works. We're gonna get merch. Also, I guess kind of unrelated, but once the merch drops, should we just have like this huge like merch like ad campaign or like that'd be so
Yeah,
fire. Like I have canvas.
yeah.
Like we could do like an ad campaign if we want to. It'd
yeah.
be insane.
Show off the jerseys like we're an esports team or something.
Yes.
Yeah. You guys will see those designs later, but for now, let's end off with some of our personal achievements. Will, what are you doing?
So my life has been ruined after Bethesda. Thank you, Eric.
Right? Okay.
And I have just been I've just been exhausted recently. Not even outside of Bethesda. So I've been keeping up with my Skeep stuff, like my alg learning and all that, but I have not been doing a whole lot of stuff. I have to relearn how to do four blind for Quiet in the Rotunda, which is going to be fun. I've never gotten a success. I learned how to do it, and I did a bunch of attempts, but I was always off by a little bit. So hopefully I can get a success now. And I'll also practice three blind and multi and FMC a little bit for that competition eventually, but I think now I should just look forward to NAC, so probably just more Scoop stuff.
Eric, what are you doing?
Unfortunately, I had my first organized comp yesterday.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So okay, so originally it was supposed to be at my high school. And then when I tried to like reserve the venue, they were like, no, there's gonna be construction there. So I was like, oh, well, that sucks. So I pivoted to the middle school, which is, close. I got it, got the venue, blah blah, all that. About a month later, they were just like, yeah, so the high school's open now. Apparently, there's no construction. I don't know what happened.
Oh my goodness.
So this was not the venue I had in mind, but you get what you can take, I guess. I walk in, and it's a bajillion degrees in there.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, no, I can't do this. NJC again? No. So I call the guy who, just the guy. I was like, can you crank up the AC all the way? Like as cold as possible. He was like, yeah, okay, I got it. Great. Okay. So while people are like asking me about AC and stuff, I keep telling him like, yeah, oh, we got it, man, we got it. It never got colder.
Never.
So we were like, that's not good.
That is not good.
So we were solving in 100 Kelvin.
No, literally, I went outside and it said like feels like 100 or something.
Yeah,
and it
bad.
felt better than inside.
Yeah, no, it was awful.
Oh, man. Like,
okay.
How
also,
much?
Let me just say, if you're decent at clock, go look at the group 1 scrambles.
Yes, do that.
Oh yeah, I gotta try those.
I don't practice clock at all.
I will.
Okay.
Are the results posted?
Here are my times. Okay, solve 1 DNF. It was like a 4.2. It was like a low 4 DNF.
Yeah.
And then I got like a 3.9, and then a 6, including a 359 PR. But it was only PR average by 0.01 because I counted a 6. And so if I did DNF, it would be like a low 4 average. Or like a high 3 average. Which
and then who else DNF
is crazy.
group 1?
Zach Rattle.
I was very sad.
Zach
I waited till the
and
judge at my fifth solve. I was like, if this is sub 4, I'm crying.
You
And
didn't
then
say
it
I'm
was.
crying. I know you didn't say I'm.
Yeah, no, I did not say that. I said something else.
You
But
said something else.
it's okay.
You said something else.
we can just say that I said I'm crying.
yeah. Yeah.
What if-
Bethesda's
And then I won because on the psych sheet that I was the only one of the top 5 who didn't DNF.
yeah.
Wow, that's actually
Yeah. So
really
my average was 570, and I won by like a second.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think anyone was solving well because of the heat.
No. Also, the scrambles were awful.
Speaking of
Yeah.
like the heat and stuff, like how bad was it? Like compared to NJC, because I've been in the NJC
Worse.
venue.
Worse.
Like
It was worse.
how much worse?
Well, for one, you couldn't leave. Like, there was no lines then to chill out in. You just had to suffer.
Right.
Yeah, it was hot outside
It was,
as well,
it was,
so not
yeah, it was
really
hot
worth
outside
it.
too. There was no rain. It was just all pain, no gain. Yeah, it was probably like 100 degrees in it at least.
It was also just more tightly packed with people.
Yeah. Also, okay, after the comp, I learned that the AC was on full blast, but it was so bad, and there were 200 people in the cafeteria. It just didn't do anything.
It was on full. There's no way.
Yeah. Okay, the same thing happened in the gym. There were a bunch of people in there. The AC was on full blast. Nothing happened, and as soon as people left, it got cold.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
I hate the
So,
public school system.
We're never having a comp there ever again.
No.
Maybe at the high school. Is the high school any better?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. If there was one at
And
the high
I'm not
school-
just saying that.
If there's one at the
It,
high
like,
school,
it
like,
actually
hit me up, because like Clicky
Okay.
Studios, and also I was
Yeah.
literally
I need to
Would've
take a
been
little bit of a
crazy.
break before organizing another comp.
That
I would-
stream would have been crazy.
Here's the thing. No. I want you guys to hear this. Literally on Thursday, I was searching up like from my house, like okay, from here to whatever Bethesda. Like how far is it? Like how truly far? Like
Probably like 4 hours.
could I make it work? Yeah, it was like 3.5. So I wasn't going, but
I think the problem with me doing Clicky at a comp I'm organizing is that I won't be able to like do anything.
Yeah.
yeah, I know. It's just a joke.
Like,
It's
We
it would be
just,
all
like,
you guys. I would just be
Our
there.
entire friend group as well. Like we were all
Yeah.
just. That's all we were doing the whole day was running, judging, scrambling, running, judging, scrambling.
Yeah, and then afterwards we went to Nando's.
They did, yeah.
that sounds really
And-
good.
I didn't because I was craving BB Bop. If you guys know what BB Bop is,
Bibimbap?
I did not.
BB Bop. It's like Asian
The
chipotle.
DC.
Is
Oh,
it
Asian
like
food.
Korean food or is it like?
It's just Asian mix.
because
They
I
got
know what
everything.
bibimbap
Fusion.
is, and I like.
Yeah, it's not really bibimbap, but I think that they just called it that.
It's like a brand thing. Okay.
Yeah, but they give out free miso. It's pretty awesome.
Free miso.
Mm.
Ooh.
Yeah,
It's like free breadsticks then.
exactly. But it's
Well,
miso.
you're
So
white.
it's better.
You are so white.
Yeah,
No,
that is
it's
the
just like
whitest thing I've
that's
ever
what you
heard.
get in America.
It's like
That's what you
unlimited
get in
breadsticks.
America.
Okay,
Anyway, what am I
You just
doing?
go anywhere.
Yeah. So I am. I'm doing a lot of 3x3. You know, like 3x3 isn't as bad as I thought it was because I went after whatever Pennsylvania championship was. I just left and I went straight to Montreal. I took a Cuban break, or not a Cuban break. I took a break from like my house and stuff and doing Clicky Studios work for like a few days.
I think that's called a vacation.
Yeah, I called it vacation. Yeah, and then I was doing like a bunch of 3x3 solves, and I'm like, wait, I can average like 7 seconds or better if I just like lock in. So I'm locking in. I want to get a sub 8 average at NAC. I want to impress people for 3x3 at NAC. And then obviously,
See, I could average 8 if I locked in, but I never did,
obviously I'm doing
so I don't.
clock stuff for NAC. That's pretty boring. You don't need to know that. I was already doing that. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's it
we
for me.
know.
Today, we talked about some world records. We talked about the timer slide controversy. We also talked about
And how it
some
sucks.
Yeah, that too. We also talked about some continental records, most notably the OCRs and the Megaminx NARs. We talked about Pennsylvania Championships and how much fun we had there. We also talked about our new Clicky Studios projects and some personal cubing stories, which were absolutely amazing and painless to go through. That's it for now. Always remember, there are no competitions on Mondays. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll catch you on the next Monday.